Well, with spring just around the corner and some brighter, warmer days ahead, a lot of you may be planning on taking your fitness or exercise outside, or maybe you're just getting back into it. So the question is, how should you approach your workout? Well, joining us on Wellness Wednesday this week is Marissa Papaconstantinou, three-time Canadian Paralympian and world champion finalist. Marissa's got a few tips she's joining us with this morning to talk more about, getting your exercise routine maybe back into shape, or maybe getting started here, because what some people tend to do, Marissa, as you well know, is they kind of get into it right away and they maybe do too much. But before we get into that, let's talk a bit about you. Three-time Paralympian, world champion finalist. What is it like to be training at that elite level, and how can that sort of relate to the people watching this morning?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been doing sport since I was very young. I started soccer when I was 3 years old, and it transpired into different sports throughout my life. When I found track, it was kind of like my true love. And so when I got my first running blade, I joined a local track club, Phoenix Athletics in Scarborough, and I really just did track simply for the love of it. But I made my first Paralympics at 16 years old, and my performances transpired from there. I won a bronze medal in Tokyo in 2021 and 2 bronze medals at the World Championships in 2023, and with hopes to compete in LA in 2028.
Okay, so we'll look forward to that. In the meantime, if we're looking forward to exercising, I see you got a band here. What are you what kind of tips can you have to sort of help people sort of get a good routine going right now?
Absolutely. So I can run you guys through a couple mobility exercises I do before training. This is really just to help prepare the body for impact. It doesn't matter what level of impact our bodies experience a form of force that is going through our spine, our hips on a day-to-day basis. And even when I'm in off season and I'm coming back a little bit out of shape, these movements are even more important to make sure that we are preparing our bodies for those movements.
All right, show us what we're going to do here.
So first we can go on the ground.
Me too?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what do we?
Why not?
All right. Why not? Yeah, why not?
These are 90-90 hip openers. So you're essentially just going to go back and forth.
Okay, like this?
Yep. And you're just gonna
wear my fitness gear here. Yeah.
And this is just preparing.
I can feel that already.
Yeah, in the hip flexors. Oh my God. And it's just this active movement to open up our hips.
Right.
And then once we've done that, we can do a little bit of a cat camel.
Okay.
So this is a classic just yoga.
Yeah, I know this one. I'm cramping already, but this is good.
So you want to go arch your back and then tuck belly to the sky. And
I love this stretch, actually. Yeah.
I do about like 10 of these, just slow movements to open up the spine. And
do you recommend doing it in a suit and tie?
I think as long as you have a flexible suit,
this is I literally wore a stretchy suit today.
Yeah, and then you're gonna take your band, so you don't have a band right now, but that's okay. And I put this around my ankles, and it's just light movements in and out. Now, I only have one ankle, so I do this just on one side. But this is just movement to get those ankles prepared for the impact, and then we want to stand up.
Okay.
Everything I do about 10 times.
Okay,
And then we put the bands around our feet. This one's a little more challenging, but this really helps like strengthen our hip flexors. Hip flexor strength and mobility is really important.
Okay.
You want to do an A up position and back down.
So opposite hand.
Yes.
My bad, I'm doing it wrong.
There you go.
So almost it's like a sprint.
Yes,
but
and then you
slow...
switch sides. Yeah. Perfect. Ooh, getting caught in my band.
What about in terms of nutrition-wise or supplement-wise? What can people do, this time of year to sort of help get their bodies and their minds and energy there too?
Absolutely. I think like a key thing this time of year is to really stay on taking the vitamin D because the sun's coming out now. I mean, today is going to be a really warm day. It gives us that false sense of like security when it comes to that. So I would definitely say stay on the vitamin D because that gives us our energy. And then also another good tip is taking magnesium. That's for me what is so important for recovery on a day-to-day basis. It's good for our muscles, our bones. Of course, you want to consult your doctor, of course, if you're going to take anything. But those are my biggest things when it comes to nutrition and recovery.
Marissa, thank you so much. Pleasure meeting you. Good luck, of course, with your training as you head towards LA in a few years' time. Thank you for this. I hope these tips are helping you on this Wellness Wednesday.